Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take our Hundertwasser stylized pavilion and we're going to take it from the sketchbook and we're going to put it onto our polyboard. And we're just going to do this using some tracing paper. So you put your tracing paper over the top, trace around your image, press quite firmly with your pencil because you want to transfer quite a lot of lead onto the tracing paper. Now in the process of tracing it, you can leave out any lines that you didn't want in there or any sort of slight mistakes you've made. It's your opportunity to tweak it and make it look as good as it possibly can. Okay, so once you've traced around your drawing, you want to get this onto your polyboard. Now, the lead is on this surface, so if we turn it so it's face down, we can go over the top of these lines and they will imprint themselves onto the polyboard. Now, it's very pale, and this is why you want to press hard when you're tracing it, but it will trace out. Now, the other reason why this is beneficial, it doesn't matter too much with this, but if you were printing something like lettering, you would turn it over and trace it onto the polyboard. When you print, it flips back over again, turning it back round the right way. If we don't make that flip, then the image will print back to front. Okay, so when you lift up your tracing paper, you should see that you've got a nice imprint of your stylized drawing that you did. Now you'll see the lead. You'll also notice that it's left a slight groove. You've got to be very careful when you do this that you don't press too hard. We are going to increase the impression that has been made by your pencil, but you don't want to do that through the tissue paper, tracing paper, sorry, because it just doesn't work particularly well. Now, when we move on to the next stage, what you need is a sharp pencil. So give the pencil that you've been using a bit of a sharpen. Make sure it's got a nice, nice pointed end to it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make some impression lines. Where we push down with our pencil, when we come to print, when we roll the ink onto the surface of this polyboard, it doesn't go into these grooves that you make, and that's what enables us to print an image. That will become clearer when I demonstrate the printing element. But for now, we just want to concentrate on making these lines deeper. Now, the key thing here is that you don't go through to the other side of the polyboard. So it's easier, I find, if you just lean your pencil to the side and just very carefully, you really don't need too much pressure at all. The polyboard will it will compress quite easily, and as I said, the most important thing is that we don't go through to the other side of the polyboard. Okay, so we've now done our polyboard, we've marked out all of our lines, and we're ready to print.